Good evening and welcome. I'm Sheila Balgobin, principal of Simply Improve Health, and I help people to train better and longer, to have improved sleep, and enjoy a better quality of life using simple plant-based products and simple techniques. Tonight, I was going to give a report on the Authors Award event that I attended last night. And this is a report about that, but not quite the way you think. And it was just an object lesson in that you may set out to intend one thing, but the universe intends something else for you, um, which is really what you needed in the first place. So let me explain. Yesterday, as you well know, from some of the posts that I was sending live from the event, I attended the Author Awards 2018 down in Battersea at the Crowne Plaza Hotel. And it was an award ceremony for people who have really inspiring stories and were helped and trained and supported in bringing those stories to a wider audience. And some of the people were absolutely amazing, such as a mother with a young family recovering from cancer, a gentleman who became disabled, and his book and his work is helping other people to adjust to life with some kind of disablement. Just people who work in communities, people who are work in cryptocurrencies, crowdfunding, all kinds of things, really quite inspirational stories. And as I said, they were helped to bring those stories to a wider audience and publishing books. So I was invited along to this event to deliver a workshop on one of the things that I specialize in, which is vibrational medicine, or flower essences in this particular instance. Well, due to scheduling glitches, I wasn't able to deliver my workshop. So you could well imagine that after preparing for it and getting all ready for it and dragging that crap halfway across London to get to this event, and then don't deliver the workshop. So yes, I was more than slightly upset and peeved about the matter, but I had a choice to make. I could either gripe and bitch about it and have a miserable night, or I could just chalk it up, accept it that it's one of them things that just happens, and get some other benefit from being at this event. And to be honest, on some, when I look back on it at the end of the day, or rather early this morning, because I didn't get home till after 1, I realized that actually I really did get something out of it, and I actually got what I needed more than anything else. And in that, for example, a couple of the MC, a lovely woman, Dr. Jill Barr, and who interviewed me for her Vitality show a few months back, was the MC, and she came down from the north with a friend who was one of the wise women that went with me to Morocco back in November. So it was really a pleasure to see the two of them again and to catch up with them. So that was a good thing. Then one of the featured speakers, and award recipients, wrote a book on how to get crowdfunding to publish books, or if you're a social entrepreneur, how to get to put together a crowdfunding campaign for that. Bingo! That's what I was looking for. I've been looking for that for weeks, and didn't quite know how to go about it. And here it was, dropped in my lap without me even having to do anything except show up. So that was two good things that happened. Dinner was a bit chaotic with the service, but that's another thing. Um, but during the dinner, one of the awards recipients actually um, serenaded us with an arias in Italian from Italian opera. So that was quite an unexpected treat and quite lovely to hear. A nice accompaniment to our dinner. And I had to admit that when I looked at it, that yeah, on some it wasn't a bad night after all. But what was even more important, what I expected to happen or to take place, or for me to be the thing that I expected to be doing, didn't occur. But that, in the end, wasn't really what I was there for, though I didn't know that at the time. I was there to get necessary information that I had been seeking for quite some time, and had no idea whatsoever that I was going to get that information or access to that information at this event. So imagine, I would have spent another few weeks, months, or whatever trying to find assistance with putting together a crowdfunding bid to set up a social enterprise for women in West Africa and Gambia. This is a long-held dream of mine. I've tried a previous attempt to with crowdfunding and didn't have very much success, but I learned a lot. And I knew I would need help to be able to put together a bid that was really, really going to make a difference and get some much needed funding to get this cooperative up and running in Gambia. So even though I wanted to deliver a workshop, what I really needed underneath all of that was information. And that was exactly what the universe provided for me. And I would put to you that we often have experiences like this, where we want something, we need something, but what the universe actually ends up providing us with is something far better and probably different from what you were expecting in the first place. There's a lovely expression in Brazil that I like to use all the time, and it translates to, more or less, God writes straight with crooked lines. And I think that's very true. You think you're going left and the universe diverts you off to the right someplace, because that's where you need to go. That's where you need to be. That's what you need to be doing, as opposed to going off and doing something else that may not further your particular aims or your particular development the way you would have it. So the next time that something occurs and you're dithering over whether to feel pissed off about it, or whether maybe there's something deeper, a deeper meaning behind this, and I just need to wait and see to find out what that is, give it some thought. Pause for a moment and think about that, because you have the power to change your mood. You have the power to decide how you're going to react to anything. So you can sit back and gripe and bitch and be miserable and moan and just raise your blood pressure and cause all kinds of ancillary problems for yourself. Or you could take a different tack and say, perhaps, maybe there's something here that I'm missing, that I'm not seeing. Maybe there's actually something here that's right for me, and that's what I actually need at this moment in time. So it's just a thought, just something for you to consider, that there is a reason that you're being frustrated in a particular path or a particular idea or activity, or whatever the case may be. and that you have the power to decide whether you're going to make that a positive experience and turn it into something you can actually use, or use it to tear yourself down and to make yourself miserable and make everybody else around you miserable. It's up to you. Quite frankly, I'd rather make myself happy than to make myself miserable. So I would leave that thought with you. Hopefully, it may stimulate some insight as to how you view situations that may come up, and perhaps create some kind of change within you. It's up to you, though. But that's my thought for the day, that you always get what you need, but not necessarily what you want. Life isn't always about instant gratification. It's about learning and growing. And you can't do that if you always get your own way. That's like having constant yes men giving you everything you want and not putting the brakes on. We've got enough people like that in the world, some of them in the highest offices in the land, but we won't go into that. So think about that. You always get what you need, not necessarily what you want. And while every day may not be a good day, I leave you with the thought that there is something good to be found in every day, even in the ones that you think are quite shitty. Yeah? Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me. If you're listening on replay, send me some love hearts or some thumbs up to let me know you've enjoyed what you've heard. You can always leave a comment or send me a message if you'd like to ask questions or to open up a discussion of some kind. I'm always willing to talk to people and learn something new. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and a great week. And I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.